Hi everyone, welcome to today's yoga video. Today we are going to be getting in touch with our Solar Plexus Chakra. This one is where we get our sense of self, so that can be where we feel confident, feel like we can exert our free will and power. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to sit and kind of meditate on connecting to the chakra before we get into the poses. But whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. Let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seated position. And we're just going to start to take our inhales and exhales, breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. As we breathe, I want us to bring our awareness to our solar plexus chakra. This is above our navel and under our rib cage. And this is where we're going to imagine a yellow light, the color associated with this chakra. As we're breathing, we're going to imagine ourselves letting this light grow brighter and brighter, allowing ourselves to connect to this light. Our solar plexus is our sense of self, has to do with our confidence, our power, and it's through today's yoga that we will be connecting more to this chakra and allowing ourselves to feel confident in our power. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and start to get into our first position. We are going to stand for our Crescent Pose. This pose resembles a lunge, so we're going to have our front knee aligned with our ankle and just bending that back knee a little. Here we're going to listen to our body and see if we should have our back leg resting on the ground or if we would like to stay more elevated. And same with the hands above our head, we can start to lean back a little bit to where we resemble a crescent moon or bring them a little bit more forward. As we start to swap sides, you can join me in this stretch here. Just bringing ourselves back a little bit, kind of countering that lunge we were doing. Whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and bring it on to the other side now. We're really embracing our power and strength in this pose. I am a powerful being. I am confident. I stand in my personal power. I believe in myself. I am capable of accomplishing amazing things. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. One last breath. Then let's go ahead and bring it into a stretch on this side as well. When you're ready, let's start to transition into standing, and our next pose for today is our triangle pose. With this pose, we are embracing balance, not just physically, but within ourselves as well. So this pose really does look like a triangle. But let's say we have our left foot pointing towards the front of our mat. That back foot, our right, is going to be horizontal, which you can see kind of makes this triangle. But since we are pointing forward with our left foot, take your left hand, bring that down to the ground, and gaze up towards your right hand in the ceiling. Let's start to transition into the other side now, and we're just going to continue to breathe in through our nose and exhale through our mouth. As we come up out of this pose, I like to just move my feet in small movements until I'm meeting myself back in the middle. After that, we're going to want to give ourselves some room as we come down into our downward dog. In this pose, I always like to start by walking out my legs. And then when I'm ready, I'll really use my palms to push more into this pose towards the back of the mat. Also, feel free to keep a bend in your knees if it feels a little too intense. We are just working with our body to see what feels best. Our next pose is a plank. So if you can, walk your hands and feet out until you find yourself in a plank position. I promise we will not be here long. Last breath, we're just going to lower ourselves gently down to the ground. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to take a few moments to allow myself to rest here, kind of recharge for a little bit, and then we're going to jump into our next pose. Let's start to get ready for this next pose. We're still staying on the ground, and this next one is our bow pose. Our stomach is still on the ground. We're just going to reach behind us, grab our ankles, and as we do, we're going to start to open our chest, and you'll see that it lifts our chest and knees off of the ground. I find if the stretch is a little too much, I will just lower myself a little bit more down to the ground, still holding on to my ankles. Today, we are also embracing who we are and realizing there is power in being ourselves. Let's start to lower ourselves back to the ground, and we're going to get ready to come into a seated position. But from there, we are going to slowly bring ourselves onto our back. From here, we're going to bring knees to chest, give ourselves a big hug, maybe even adding in some movement if you want, side to side or back and forth. You can even add in some knee circles if you would like. I am my authentic self. I honor myself. I am worthy of living my dreams. I value myself. My soul is radiant. I am enough just as I am. Let's give ourselves one more big hug and squeeze here. We are all beautiful and are worthy of living our truth. Our final pose for today is Savasana. We're going to bring everything down to the ground and trying to make ourselves feel comfortable and really leaning in to rest. I invite you to close your eyes, deepen your inhales and exhales, releasing any and all tension throughout the body, letting ourselves melt into the ground. We are feeling recharged. We are motivated. We are working efficiently every day to achieve our goals. We are aligned with our purpose, and we will not settle for less than what we deserve. Here we can start to awaken ourselves back to the present moment, wiggling our toes and fingers, opening our eyes. And we're going to bring ourselves onto our side, just taking in a few more moments of rest, and then we're going to come into a seated position to close out today. Once we are in our seated position, let's bring our hands to the sky, hand to head. I choose kind thoughts. Hand to mouth. I choose kind words. Hand to heart. I choose to always be myself. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.